तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. Vande Gurur Mandal. Shivoham. With every verse of Shiv Swarodaya, I am sure you are getting to understand and explore the amazing science of Swar. This science had been kept secret for quite a long time, and now also the deeper practices are given only in Guru Shishya Parampara. Despite all of its secrecy, let me tell you that this science in the past had certainly been a part of life of mainly of yogis, kings, rulers and their advisors. This fact should make you understand how powerful the science is. Swara Vigyaan's divine power is felt only if you learn to apply it in your life. Swar sadhana is simple, but it is a lifetime of learning. Therefore, in the end, it all boils down to bringing discipline and patience in your life. Thus far, we have covered 135 success sutras. So, if you are watching this as your first video here, I request you to watch the videos from the beginning to receive maximum benefit. The link to the playlist is given in the description box. The next verse is 136th verse. It states, Anadir Vishamah Sandir Niraharo Nirakulah Pare Sukshme Viliyeta Sa Sandhya Sadbhiruchyate. It means during Sushumna, that is eternal and irregular, and one remains without food and calm, obtains absorption in the subtle Brahma. Then it is called Sandhya by the knowers. Sushumna Nadi is referred to as Anadi, which means eternal or beginningless. I am sure your understanding would be that during the changeover of the Swar, the Sushumna Nadi is activated. In other words, when the Ida Nadi and Pingla Nadis merge, at that moment it is said to activate the Sushumna Nadi. But the secret revealed to me by my Guru is that the Prana in the Sushumna Nadi is always flowing. The expressed part of Kundalini energy is nourishing our being continuously. Although it is not manifested in the external world yet. In its potency, it continues to serve its purpose. It is only when the Ida and Pingla are balanced, the flow of Prana in the Sushumna Nadi becomes manifest. So, as my student, you should have the correct understanding. Simply know that when both the Nadis are active, at that time, all the flow of Prana is in the Sushumna Nadi. Now the question would be, why is it being called Vishama? Sushumna is directly connected to Brahm or Chaitanya. As Chaitanyam being the substratum for all the duality, it is said to be Nirgun Nirakar, Sagun Nirakar and also Sagun Sakar. In the same way as the flow of Prana in Sushumna Nadi is not always experienced or becomes manifested, it is referred as irregular or Visham. You should know that Sushumna flow can be acquired at will, but to achieve that you will need to do sadhana or practices that are taught in Swar Yog. Sadhana for activating Sushumna is a very advanced, rather one of the highest practices, and therefore not the subject matter of this public talk. It is anyways pertaining to spiritual ascension and Kundalini sadhana. Those of you who have taken the first course of Swar Yog with me, if you continue with all the practices given for 3 to 4 years, you will become eligible for learning higher practices. Those higher sadhanas must then be conducted in a dedicated way for a minimum period of 7 years to have access to the highest practices. In any case, mastery over Swar Yog is a lifetime endeavor. So 11 years is not too much of time. Anyways, coming back to the topic of discussion. In any case, whether Sushumna is applied by will or it is activated by balancing of Ida and Pingala Nadi, one should make most of those moments for self-discovery. In this verse, it is mentioned that one should remain without food and should be absorbed in the absolute in those times. At such times, the individual soul is merged with the Supreme Soul, and this is Sandhi. If you have absolute Nadi Shuddhi and Tattva Shuddhi along with the discipline of Prana, such Samadhi is instantaneous and effortless. All dedicated disciples who are doing Tattva Shakti Vigyaan, Dvitiya Koti and Tritiya Koti Sadhana should know that they are on their way to achieve that perfected state. Now the next word in the shlok, Sandhi. Sandhi means union of joining the two, and real Sandhi is not just merging of Ida and Pingala Nadi within the Sushumna, rather it is merging of an individual soul to the Supreme Soul. In Kathopanishad, Valli 3 of chapter 2, this shloka comes. It means 101 are the nerves of the heart. Of them, one has gone out, piercing the head. Going up through it, one attains immortality. Others at the time of death lead different ways. Here Lord Yam, who is the king of death, says that out of 101 nadis, the most important one is that which goes upwards through the spine. This upward moving nadi is called Sushumna. It travels through the spinal cord, moving all through the chakras, leading to the crown and beyond. One who can enter Sushumna at the time of death attains Brahma. All other paths, which means other nadis, including Ida and Pingala, are the paths of rebirth. From Sushumna, the yogi ultimately reaches the highest consciousness of the Supreme. By yogic practice of Swar, the yogi can commune with Param Shiva, seated much above the sacred throne of the 1,000-petaled lotus. Sushumna is the key point of liberation. From the Sahasrara or crown chakra, soul rises finally to the realm of absolute Brahma. So Sushumna is not confined to the body. This nadi pierces through all the chakras and reaches till the Brahmarandra and then takes one step further upward. The Shakti or Kundalini that is said to be lying dormant in the Mooladhara chakra rises up and unites with Shiva at the Sahasrara. This union of Shakti and Shiva is the Sandhi. This union brings realization to the sadhak. This Sandhi is the launch pad for the ultimate quantum jump. This Sandhi is the opportunity of leaving the cycle of birth and death. There are certain yogic as well as tantric practices that lead to this union. Having initiated in Vam and Dakshin Marg of Tantra, I can tell you that none of the practices give success without an initiation from Guru. One needs to have blessings and guidance from the Guru to move on the journey of absolute. There is no other way to liberation. Shiv Sutra says, Guru Upaya. That's all for today. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I bow down to the divine sitting in your hearts. Shivoham.